Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are reacting to another one of your sponsored requests. This one also comes to us from Bad Cowboy, aka CB. Thank you so much for the sponsored request, my friend. This is what I assume is the very last thing AleXa will do under her previous label, ZB. Is it ZB Label, ZB Entertainment? I don't remember. It's ZB something. The point is, she is finally free to, I don't know if she signed with a new label or if she's kind of doing stuff on her own, but she will no longer be under that label. I know she's pretty excited about it. She has a new Twitter handle or X handle, whatever. It's Serenade, Seriinade. If you are looking for AleXa updates and are wondering why you can't find her, she actually doesn't even have access to her AleXa TikToks and her YouTube channel and stuff as AleXa anymore. Although apparently she does still have the ability and the rights to use AleXa as her stage name, but she, at least as of the most recent update that I saw, has not decided on whether that's going to happen or not. I mention all of that because I'm a big fan of AleXa, and I'm going to keep tabs on her, whatever she does next. And in fact, on April 10th, she has something coming out. I don't know if it's a music video, a lyric video, I don't know what it is, but there's something coming. So if you're an AleXa fan or a Kim Seri fan, make sure you stay tuned for that. Also, it seems like this was new. She has her new hairstyle in this video, from what I've heard. So it's hard to say if she did this kind of like willingly. I think it was more of like a obligation, because apparently now she has a 10-song album that has come out with her English tracks, and this is the title track for it. So, I still am interested to hear it. I just won't be supporting ZB, but yeah, I think that covers everything. Again, CB, thank you for the request. So let's go check out Sugarcoat from AleXa. I already mentioned this is in English, so we're not even going to try subs. Yeah, there's her new hairstyle. So
snap back, I didn't even mean it like that. Went too far, had to backtrack. I can't admit when I was wrong.
Love her voice,
Don't
though.
Go. For you, I put away my ego. It's hard to change the way I'm built, though. I never said I wouldn't try.
Nice little layering there. She's got like an ethereal quality to her voice in this song. I said I wasn't going to do subs, but here we are. Serving looks out here.
Thought I knew everything about you, but now I'm learning something new. If only I could understand, 'cause we're doing too much, doing all the things, keep on falling out of touch. I'll just shut up till I can figure you out. Hold it in cinnamon on my mind late at night. How do I make it all right? Sugar-coated love. Think I said too much. Didn't know just how to put this. Sugar-coated now, but is it too late? Didn't know why I hurt you.
such an underrated voice, man.
Think I said too much. Wanna know if you forgive me.
Aww. I don't know. It depends on what you did. I'd forgive a lot for AleXa, but you know, maybe she really messed up. I don't know. Little frowny face emoji there with the Sugarcoat. Okay, so really nice song. It had I'm sure this might offend some people, but you know, frankly, I don't. It had a very like early 2000s kind of mix between pop punk and Disney feel for me in terms of the instrumentation. Now, obviously, her voice was a different story, but yeah, just like the feel of it felt like a mix between those two things. Vocally, though, again, she's very underrated. She can do, you know, she's not on the vocalist level of, you know, a Wendy or a Taeyeon or something like that, but she has a gorgeous voice. She has range. She is a very, I was going to say nice, but nice isn't good enough. She's a very stellar performer. You know, obviously I saw her in concert. The concert experience video is over up on my Patreon if you ever want to check that out. But yeah, I really love her voice and how she goes up to that head voice and has that softer tone. As far as message goes, I didn't pay a ton of attention to the lyrics, but the name Sugarcoat, you know, when you think of sugarcoating, it's usually talking about how it's something bad that's trying to be presented in a better way. You know, even when you think of like something for kids, like something unpalatable, like I don't know. Let's take cornflakes, right? You know, most kids don't just like cornflakes as a cereal, but you sugarcoat them, and now you have frosted flakes, and all of a sudden kids love that. So yeah, that, I mean, most of y'all probably know what sugarcoat means in the first place, but from what I'm gathering here, I know the very end, she's like, want to know if you forgive me. So she's clearly done something wrong. Maybe she said something. I know early on in the song, she mentions like clapping back, and maybe she said too much. But whatever she's actually said, you know, she's trying to show at least that maybe she wants it to be better. I'm not quite sure. We'll go over the lyrics here in the second playthrough, but I don't know if this album is getting a physical release or if it's only a streaming, by the way. I hope it's getting a physical release, because even though I don't want to support the label, I do still want her music. So anyway, let's go listen to it again. Fortunately for us, as far as a breakdown, there's not much in the way of stuff to look at here in the video. It's another one of those that was very similar to her, like, Joy of Missing Out. And what was the other one she did? Not Sick, because I think Sick actually had some meaning in the video. There was another one, but I felt like maybe that one also didn't have a ton of meaning. It was just stuff, like filming in a almost like a garage band type of thing. Okay, so I said there's not much to break down video-wise, and there's not, but this part here is slightly interesting for a couple of reasons. One, you see it's being filmed as if it were being filmed like on her cell phone. But also, when you think of sugarcoating, again, I mentioned already that, you know, it's, you know, presenting a not great thing in a way that doesn't make it seem as bad anymore. And when you look at this particular screen, like, yes, there's the record button, but there's all these different things that she can do here, right? She can put effects on it. She can put filters. She can turn beauty on. She can do all these different things to sugarcoat or alter the reality of the image.
Snap back. I didn't even mean it like that. Went
Okay, so snapping back, she didn't mean it like that. So she said something that maybe she didn't mean to be as harsh as it was, but it was whoever she's arguing with or whoever she snapped back at, like, it hurt them pretty bad, apparently. Otherwise, she wouldn't still be asking for forgiveness at the end of this song.
too far, had to backtrack. I can't admit when I was wrong.
So, okay, it sounds like she's saying I can admit when I was wrong, but the lyrics say I can't admit when I was wrong. And that, that conjunction is a very critical one here because it changes the whole meaning of the song one way or the other. So I'm going to go with the lyrics because maybe I'm just not hearing the nt. I'm just hearing the can. But she's basically trying to backtrack, like, okay, I didn't mean everything that I just said. It just kind of came out. But she also can't say sorry. Like I can't admit that I was wrong. Like I still, maybe I meant it, but maybe I shouldn't have said it.
Don't go. For you, I put away my ego. It's hard to change the way I'm built, though.
So she'll put away the ego to obviously like try and make you happy and to make you stay. But it's not who she is. Like, who she is the person who clapped back, for better or worse. But she's willing to try and alter that part of her and be better to make that person happy. I did see an article. I was going to say a news story. It's not news. But I did see a little article where she explained that this was kind of about regret and reconciliation. But she also mentioned that she hopes that this resonates with people and that you kind of associate your own personal life stories to it. The only reason I bring that up is because AleXa is one of the only artists, or one of the few artists that I have encountered in K-pop who they openly tell you most of my music can be interpreted in a lot of different ways. We have a ton of groups who there's one way to interpret it. It's the correct way. Then there's a massive amount of groups that you can interpret it different ways, but they don't really tell you, like, yeah, it could be this, whatever. But AleXa actually goes out of her way to say, like, there's many different ways you can take the meaning of my song. So, so I say all of that just to say, obviously, whatever I'm saying here may not be the correct way of interpreting it, but then again, even she doesn't say there's a correct way per se. As long as you get the idea of reconciliation involved in there.
I never said I wouldn't try. Hold it in cinnamon on my mind late at night.
So that hold it in cinnamon. Now, obviously, cinnamon rhymes with in, but I'm trying to figure out why specifically cinnamon was used. Yeah, I think there's multiple meanings or reasons for it. Cinnamon has like this almost burning quality to it, especially like those cinnamon candies that you might eat. Cinnamon has a little bit of a fiery flavor to it, which can be part of her personality that she's describing here. But cinnamon is also something that adds a depth of flavor and sweetness to things. But also, because we're talking about sugar coating and now cinnamon, I also think of, and I mentioned cereal already, I think of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But yeah, I don't actually know why cinnamon was chosen here in the lyrics. I would assume that the person isn't named Cinnamon, but that would make it a whole different meaning and kind of awkward.
How do I make it all right?
So here, that line there is like, I've acknowledged that I've done stuff and this person's not here. I'm lying alone, awake at night. How do I make what I did better?
Sugar-coated love, think I said too much.
Ugh, I love how that chorus kicks in, by the way. Um, but so she's asking how do I make it right? And then she jumps into the chorus with sugar coated. So now we're getting to that part where like, okay, I admit I screwed up, but here's how here's why it's not quite as bad as it seemed, right? Like maybe maybe it wasn't quite as bad as you took it, right? You can hear me out, right? You can forgive me.
Didn't know just how to put this.
She didn't know how to say it.
Sugar-coated now, but is it too late? Didn't know why I hurt you.
Love the drum just kicking in the background there.
That I hurt you too soon. Thought I knew everything about you, but now I'm learning something new. If only I could understand, 'cause we're doing too much, doing all the things, keep on falling out of touch. I'll just shut out till I
So this we're doing too much, doing all the things and keep on falling out. It's like they're trying too hard almost. And whatever they're going through here, it's kind of causing a rift between them. And she's like, we're falling out of touch. We don't have that same connection. And maybe because she's acknowledging she's at least part of the problem. Right? She's already said that earlier, talking about how she wanted to backtrack and how she didn't really mean to say that. And now she's kind of almost like self-aware. She's like, I'll just shut up till I figure you out. But that goes back to her swallowing her ego and, making the effort that she mentioned earlier.
can't figure you out. Hold it in cinnamon on my mind late at night. How do I make it all right? Sugar-coated love, think I said too much. Didn't know just how to put this.
Oh, good.
Sugar-coated now, but is it
Hold
too
on.
late?
I was lost in the song, but I was looking at this. So now it's like she's live streaming this. It's not even that she's recording with the filters and such. Now she's actually live streaming. It's got likes, it's got comments. What is Sugar Challenge? Following for you. Okay, I think that's just supposed to be the actual like streaming screen.
Now, but is it too late? Didn't know why I hurt
I was trying to match the timestamps and see if that was accurate, but it wasn't.
Sugar-coated love, think I said too much. Wanna know if you forgive me.
I love this part right here, not just because of how it closes a little softer, and honestly, you can tell that this part is altered. It's either lip synced or it's done in the studio. Like this part obviously isn't live. Because when she drops the mic, like her voice is still the same and her lips don't look like she's singing exactly in time. But that's not the point. the reason I called attention to this part is because as we're getting to the point of the lyric where we're closing the song and she's trying to convey that vulnerability, like, I want to know if you forgive me. She's putting the mic down. She's putting the performer down. And she is just being open and, we assume, sincere. Because again, it's no longer about the performance. Maybe all of this other stuff, the whole sugarcoating everything, was a performance. In the way that she's presenting all of this. And now here at the end, it's almost like was it good enough? Was I enough? Are you willing to kind of give me another chance? Are you willing to try and move past this? Do you forgive me? See, we put the mic down, and now it's just her looking in your eyes. Alright guys, that was AleXa with Sugarcoat, aka Kim Sari, or Serenade, depending on where you're looking for her. Again, shout out to CB for the request. Shout out to the Patreon users and supporters. They'll be right up there. Thank you guys all so much for your support and your requests ongoing. I really do appreciate you guys. If you're not familiar with the Patreon, feel free to check the link in the description below. Patreon users get access to things that I can't put here on the YouTube channel, like blocked videos, concerts, survival shows. Also, they get prioritized requests sent to the top of the queue every month. That queue is going to be shutting down probably at the 2-year anniversary. Sponsored requests will still always be available, but at this point, I'm just not making progress on that request queue, and it's unfair to make people think that I'm going to until I actually do. So once that queue shuts down, the people that are in there, I'll still try and get to you however long it takes. But the new requests, I won't be taking anything else that's not sponsored at that point. But for now, the link to that request queue is in the description as well, as is a link to PayPal if you want to sponsor a request but you don't want to go through Patreon or have any of those benefits. Then you can go through that PayPal link and sponsor a request that way. But anyway, feel free to check all that out. Thank you guys for being here. I'll catch you for the next one. Take care, everybody.